If you're seeing this, then they still haven't caught me. I'm Dr. Marcus Zane, and today we are declassifying X-2132, otherwise known as Mandela Para. Let's dive in. The Null Horizon Authority classifies X-2132 as a null break class parasitic entity with mimetic and cognitive transmission vectors. Officially, it is described as rare, contained, studied under Horizon clearance. According to the NHA, X-2132 represents a manageable anomaly, a biological curiosity that occasionally alters memory and perception in infected hosts. What they don't tell you is that X-2132 doesn't just infect individuals, it infects consensus. This entity is why millions of people remember events that never happened, and why the NHA is terrified of you comparing notes. 2132 is a parasitic organism measured pre-infestation at approximately 2 millimeters in length. That size is important. It means you will never see it coming. Once inside a host, 2132 integrates directly with cognitive processes related to memory, emotion, and familiarity. The parasite does not overwrite memory, it adds to it. The NHA calls this phenomenon mimetic suggestion and cognitive acceptance. In plain language, 2132 convinces you something always existed and then dares you to prove it didn't. 2132 spreads in multiple ways: ingestion, direct infestation, and most dangerously, conversation. Once symptoms manifest, they are irreversible. Early stages mimic illness, fever, dizziness, flu-like symptoms. Then something changes. The host begins attempting to share memories, not stories, not lies, shared emotional experiences. And if someone engages, if they accept the memory, the parasite spreads. The NHA confirms that secondary infections become genetic chimeras, part original parasite, part new host. Reality forks. The NHA stores samples of 2132 in permafrost containment at Tundra Station, 500 meters underground, confounding tunnel structures, stable rock layers, and as a final safeguard, incineration devices and a plutonium failsafe. That isn't containment, that's scorched earth policy. Operatives exiting the facility undergo 4 months of quarantine. No conversation with infected individuals, no hesitation. Because the NHA knows something crucial. 2132 feeds on empathy. The first observation log tells you everything you need to know. Subject H-5724 believes they are fine. The fever passed. Then they try to connect. They invoke shared memories, childhood events, personal history. Emotional leverage. When the interviewer refuses to acknowledge the false memories, the subject panics. Not because they're sick, because reality is rejecting them. X-2132 needs agreement to survive. After surgical decontamination, the parasite is gone. And so is the person. The subject cannot move, cannot recognize the interviewer, cannot anchor themselves to reality. When asked about false cultural memories, brand names, movie quotes, the subject realizes something is wrong. They see themselves, and they die shortly after. Neutralizing 2132 does not restore memory, it leaves a vacuum. The NHA admits it quietly. Some outbreaks of 2132 became famous. Widely shared false memories, Nelson Mandela's death, famous movie lines, logos that used to look different. Others were deployed, without a claim, without consent. So why did the NHA bury this? If the public learned that memory itself can be infected, that consensus reality can be manipulated biologically, that truth depends on participation, society would fracture overnight. 2132 proves something the NHA cannot allow you to believe. Reality is not fixed, it is negotiated, and the NHA has been negotiating on your behalf, without telling you. 2132 is not dangerous because it erases things. It is dangerous because it convinces you that you've always been wrong, together. I'm Marcus Zane, former head of research for the Null Horizon Authority. This was X-2132, and this is why the NHA decided you should never know.